So I'd seen this thing on the 90's, and it was a real throwback, you know. I was like, oh my god, I know all this stuff. And I even remember the 80's, like it's crazy. The Berlin Wall, the threat of ICBMs coming over, like that was a real, because we, by Fermilab, for a while when I was young, and well, not by, actually that's not true. Just a long way to get out there, but go through there and all the weird houses and everything, and the Contras and all the crazy stuff, Cuban immigration, but the weirdest thing is I always remembered it being a hell of a lot more violent. Like I always knew people who died or were murdered, or especially the gang violence too. And I was looking up stuff, and I wanted to see, and like, you know, the murder rate must have really dropped off, and it actually did. And then I found out the difference between, because I always knew there was a hell of a lot of violence and killing, and I assumed that for places like Boston, New York, Los Angeles, I figured it's the same, right? All right, think of the size of Chicago and think of the size of Los Angeles, right? Or a place like New York. And I looked this up, and I'm like, this up on Wikipedia, and I'm like, that's not right. And I went to a bunch of other sites, and I'm like, oh wait, this is right. Because this just kind of murder rate in 74 was 970. It says Chicago saw a rise of violent crime starting in the late 60s. Murder in the city peaked at 1974 at 970 murders, and it was kind of around, stayed up to around 900 for a while, and then in 92 it was 943 murders in the city, but that had fewer, that's when it was fewer than 3 million people, so it actually, there was more, you know, like per people. But this isn't counting all the Chicagoland area that's basically just like Chicago. I mean, it just goes. And then it said the following 1992, murder slowly decreased, and in 1999 it was 641. Or no, in 2002 it was 641. At 1992 it was, is it 900 or something? And then it said, this is the funniest part, Chicago had fewer number of murders, but significantly higher than the murder rate of New York and Los Angeles, right? And you look at modern day Chicago, and it's still about over 600, right? But check this out. 2010, I think Chicago had 629 murders. In Los Angeles in 2010, it was reported 293 murders. Or no, it says homicides. So that's not necessarily murder in every case. That is just ridiculous. Because, you know, you always know, like Al Capone, like anywhere you go, people knew that. And then it was Jordan after, 92, 93, it started becoming Jordan. 94 it was, definitely. But, damn. And I lived like, you know, 26 Pulaski, Franklin Park, Melrose Park, um, Little Village. So you grew up around stuff. That's just, um, the more I think back to it, the weirder it was. The 80s was such a weird time. And the early 90s too, I should say that, the early 90s. But yeah, I guess that's southwest side of Chicago. Because it's kind of not normal for people growing up in cities. Um, it's just weird, isn't it? And well, you guys don't know. I never. You always think places are just like everywhere else, you know? Because people are the same everywhere. Although apparently not in Chicago. That is, I don't even know how to. I'm just stunned by that. And I'm just thinking about it. And I'm like, yeah, I knew. Out of the 15 friends, there's 2 of us left. And I'm not saying this to get all like teary-eyed, but no. I just knew that weighed on me, you know. And then this happening kind of all came out. But I didn't realize that was odd, I guess. Sorry, this is a terrible video. Alright, take it easy. Yeah, just weird. 80s were very weird. And, well, I keep saying 80s. 80s, the 90s kind of didn't start until like 96 almost. It was really weird. And then from 96 to now, it seems the same. But, yeah. Just odd time.